My name is Ethan Harper, and turning 30 should have been a milestone worth celebrating. Instead, it became the night I finally snapped, the night I realized some wounds don't heal with time. They just fester until you rip the bandage off yourself. For years, I'd been the disappointment in the Harper family portrait. Olivia, my older sister, had checked every box, top of her class, married to Mark, a successful accountant, 2 perfect kids, and a house with a white picket fence. Me? I dropped out of law school after 2 years because the thought of billable hours made me want to scream. I chose writing instead, freelance articles, a half-finished novel gathering dust on my laptop. Mom never let me forget it. Ethan could have been somebody, she'd say at family gatherings, loud enough for everyone to hear, but this week, things felt different. Mom Claire had been texting non-stop. Can't wait for your birthday dinner, sweetie. Just family, intimate and special. No big fuss, I promise. She even sent a heart emoji, which was rare for her. I let myself hope. Maybe turning 30 was the reset button. Maybe she'd finally see me for who I was, not who she wished I'd become. I arrived at the old family home in Elmwood right on time, p.m. sharp. The house looked the same as always, red brick, wrap-around porch, the faint smell of pine from the woods behind it. I dressed up for once, button-down shirt, slacks instead of jeans, wanting to show I was trying. As I pulled into the driveway, I noticed more cars than expected. Uncle Tom's truck from out of state? Olivia's minivan? A flicker of unease hit me, but I pushed it down. It's just family. Inside, the dining room was packed. Mom greeted me with a hug that lingered a second too long, her perfume overwhelming. Dad Richard clapped me on the back, muttering, "Happy birthday, son." Olivia smirked from across the table, her husband Mark already pouring wine. Cousins Sarah and Jake waved enthusiastically. Aunt Linda chatted loudly about her latest cruise. And there was Uncle Tom, Mom's brother, the only one who'd ever stuck up for me during arguments. "Dreams matter too, Claire," he'd say when Mom criticized my career choice. Seeing him there should have comforted me, but everyone was smiling too wide, chatting too loud, like they were in on something, red flag. But I ignored it and sat down. Dinner was surprisingly pleasant at first. Roast chicken, my favorite from childhood, mashed potatoes, green beans, and Mom's famous gravy. Conversation flowed. Work updates, kids' school stories, safe topics. I even shared that I'd landed a big freelance gig writing for a national magazine. Mom nodded politely, but her eyes darted away. Olivia rolled hers subtly. Then, as dessert plates were cleared, Mom clapped her hands like a game show host. Time for the surprise. She disappeared into the kitchen and wheeled out a massive 3-tier cake, candles flickering brightly. The room dimmed as someone flipped the lights. Everyone started singing happy birthday off-key, overlapping. Already giggling before the song ended, I leaned forward, smiling despite myself, to read the elegant blue icing, "Happy birthday, Ethan," still letting us down. For a split second, I thought I misread it. But no, the words were clear, piped perfectly in cursive. The room erupted in laughter. Olivia snorted red wine straight out her nose, doubling over. Mark slapped the table so hard the silverware rattled. Cousins Sarah and Jake howled, phones out recording. Aunt Linda wiped tears from her eyes, gasping, "Oh, Claire, you're terrible." Even Dad chuckled deeply, shaking his head with a fond, classic Claire humor. Mom stood there beaming, proud as if she'd baked the wittiest cake in history. "Come on, sweetie," she cooed. "It's just a joke. Lighten up, you've always been so sensitive." The laughter echoed, sharp and cutting. Heat flooded my face, my vision blurring with unshed tears, not sadness, but pure white-hot rage. This wasn't a joke. This was every passive-aggressive comment crystallized in sugar. "Why can't you be more like Olivia? When are you settling down? A real job, Ethan, please. You're 30 now, still renting? Still single?" No one noticed I wasn't laughing. No one saw the way my hands trembled as I pushed back my chair. The scrape loud in my ears. I stood slowly, grabbed my bag from the corner where I'd left it. "Ethan, honey, sit down," Mom said, still giggling. "Blow out the candles. Make a wish maybe for a better sense of humor." I didn't respond. I walked toward the front door, each step deliberate. Uncle Tom jumped up, blocking my path gently, grabbing my arm. "Hey, kiddo, come on. Don't let it get to you. It's just family teasing, we all get it." I stopped, looked him dead in the eye, and said quietly, so only he could hear at first, then loud enough for the room to hush, "If this is family, tell them I just updated my will this morning. Everything, house, savings, grandma's inheritance, goes to the animal shelter if anything happens to me." His face drained of color. His grip loosened like I'd burned him. The laughter died instantly. I walked out into the cold December night, the door clicking shut behind me. Got in my car, hands steady now, and drove away without looking back. The milestone wasn't turning 30. It was finally choosing myself. 48 hours. That's all it took for the Harper family to completely unravel, thread by thread, until they were left staring at the mess they'd made. I didn't drive straight home that night. The thought of my empty apartment walls lined with unfinished manuscripts and unpaid bills felt suffocating. Instead, I headed north on the highway, windows down despite the December chill biting my skin. 2 hours later, I pulled into a quiet roadside hotel, the kind with flickering neon signs and no questions asked. At the front desk, I paid cash for 2 nights, using a fake name out of habit from thriller novels I'd read. The clerk barely looked up as he handed me the keycard. In the dim room, I finally turned off my phone and sat on the edge of the bed. For the first time in years, silence felt like freedom. That's when I tackled what I'd been avoiding, tying up every loose end. 6 months earlier, a routine checkup had turned my world sideways. The doctor called it a rare congenital heart condition, arrhythmia that could worsen under stress. Treatable with medication and monitoring, but with risks of complications if ignored. I hadn't told a soul in the family. Why would I? Mom would twist it into another failure. "Even your health is letting us down," Olivia would offer, pity laced with superiority. So I kept it secret, managing it alone with pills and checkups. But I had told my lawyer, Mr. Ellis, during a quiet meeting last month. That's when I fully updated my will. My modest house bought with grandma's small inheritance, savings from freelance gigs, even the royalty checks from a few published essays, all redirected to paws and hearts. The no-kill animal shelter where I'd volunteered weekends for years. The dogs there never judged me. Family got 0. I attached sealed letters too, one for each of them, explaining years of hurt, to be opened only upon my death. That line to Uncle Tom about the will. No bluff. It was the spark I'd been holding back. The next morning, after a restless sleep, I powered on my phone. It exploded. 47 missed calls, dozens of voicemails and texts. Mom's first one was hysterical, sobbing, "Ethan, baby, where are you? What did you mean about your will? Come home." Olivia's, "This isn't funny anymore. Uncle Tom said you're sick? Call us." Dad started, "Angry son, get back here now," then shifted to pleading, "We're worried. Talk to us." By noon, they were at my apartment building. My neighbor, Mrs. Klein, later told me via a forwarded message how Mom banged on the door. Olivia peered through windows. Dad paced the hallway. "He hasn't been home," Mrs. Klein said. Panic levels skyrocketed. Uncle Tom, guilt eating him alive, spilled everything to the family group chat. Mom freaked out, called local hospitals, then police for a wellness check. Officers traced my car registration to the hotel, but by then I'd checked out at dawn, leaving no forwarding info. Texts poured in relentlessly. "Mom, please, we're so sorry. The cake was a stupid joke. We didn't mean it. Come back, Olivia. We love you, Ethan. Whatever's wrong, health, anything, we'll fix it together. Family first." Aunt Linda even chimed in. "Don't do anything rash, honey." But the real twist? No immediate crisis. My condition was stable, managed with daily meds I never missed. I was fine for now. Yet I'd instructed Mr. Ellis to send a teaser email exactly 48 hours after my disappearance. "Ethan Harper has instructed that, in the event of his prolonged absence or incapacity, the following partial disclosure be made to listed family members." Attached, a summary of my medical records. Anonymized but clear enough: diagnosis, prognosis, risks. With my note, "If you're reading this, Ask yourselves why I never told you, and why I chose who gets my legacy. They thought I was dying, thought the joke had pushed me to despair, maybe something irreversible.